Hello everyone, welcome to Magic Automotive. This video will cover various trailer wiring converter boxes and their input versus output wiring. First up, the 4-flat tow package quick connect. It will have a fuse holder pre-installed as it gets its power from the tow package adapter on the vehicle. The quick connect adapter is the input side of our converter box. There is always a white wire present for ground. Most cases, it will have the ring terminal attached. With this converter box, the wiring has been separated on opposite sides. The 4-flat connector is always our output wiring. As you can see, the input wires are opposite, making identification easy in this case. Next up is the 4-flat T-connector harness. T-connector harnesses are vehicle specific with a vehicle side and a tail light side, and they connect into the tail light circuit, typically behind the tail light. Some converter boxes have all the wiring coming from one location, as in the case of this converter. The white wire is always for ground. There is a black power wire. This needs to be routed to the power distribution panel or the vehicle battery, and you will use the provided power wire and a fuse holder or upgraded aftermarket power wire to run power to the box from the battery. Our 4-flat connector, as always, is our output wiring. Now in this case, the output wires are black with colored stripes, helping you discern the difference between input and output wires in this converter box. Take notice of this converter box. It is potted material. This style of converter box must have the potted end facing downward to prevent the buildup of moisture. Always mount it with the potted end down. Our next wiring harness is similar to the T-connector, but it is universal in nature. It has the 4-flat connector that are not black. It is potted material. The 4-flat wiring comes together to help identify them, separating them from your signal wires. The colored signal wires are your input side. As well, there is a ground and power wire. The power wire must additionally have a fuse holder installed and be routed to the battery or fuse box. Now on to 7-way wiring harnesses, starting with a universal. Same power and ground wires with power wire and a fuse holder for installation. This converter box, like others, has 4 colored signal wires. Again, these need to be spliced into the vehicle after testing. You will find the ground and power wires pass through to our output side. With this 7-way harness, 2 additional functionalities must be spliced into the vehicle. These are brakes and reverse wires and do not require the converter box, so they are blunt cut directly into the output side, where all 7 signal wires can be found and then connected to the back of the 7-way socket. Our next harness is the 7-way quick connect. This harness contains a United States Council for Automotive Research 7-way quick connect, aka the USCAR 7-way quick connect. This will plug directly into a provided socket. The output and input wires are separated. You will see power and, in this case, a brake controller signal past the converter box. Inline fuse holder is pre-installed because power comes through the adapter from the vehicle side. Again, this is our input adapter, so all these wires are input. Some harnesses include a jumper that powers an accessory in the vehicle. The power for the accessory is spliced into the power circuit, so if your fuse blows on the tow package, this one accessory will not work until you replace the fuse. Again, specific to only some vehicles. The next wiring harness we will take a look at is the 4-flat zero contact interface converter box. This converter box contains some unique signal wires. Again, black power, white ground wires. Your signal wires contain a module at the end of the wiring that is labeled for where they install. But due to the nature of this box, we cannot test the input wiring. That concludes our video on trailer wiring input versus output. If you liked the video or you learned something, hit the thumbs up. If you'd like to learn more, hit subscribe.